Welcome back to Win Your Claim Wednesday. We got a doozy for you, and I'm going to start it off. But my claims manager, Chris, he's here. He's actually not in the Bat Cave. He is at Win Your Claim headquarters. Chris, how are you, my friend?
You know what? I'm doing great, man. It's Win Your
Yeah,
Claim Wednesday. We
I
love
know.
the Win Your Claim Wednesday. You
Dude,
know why
people
we
love it
love it?
too.
Yeah,
Why?
what? Because we work so hard for our insureds. And so when we get that
That's
win,
right.
they're happy. Our contractors are happy.
That's
We're
right.
happy.
That's
And
right.
happy. We're all happy here today.
We like being happy. Yay!
Yeah.
Happiness.
Can you feel the love in the air?
We feel it, my brother. We feel it.
Yeah.
So this was an interesting one because we got involved after the fact. Contractor started the claim with this HOA, and they weren't making any progress. The insurance company opened coverage like they sometimes do, but guess what, Chris?
It was below the deductible.
It was below the deductible. How did you know?
Oh, well, you see enough of these and you're like, huh, interesting. Okay.
Right. Yes. Yes. So it was below deductible. And if I remember correctly, the deductible was $2,500 and they paid like 2,400 bucks, like right below the deductible. Do you actually have that number, Chris? What was the number that they paid?
I had that number right in front of me. I'm going to read it
Show it.
out.
Tell us.
The initial was $2,481.12. That's what they
So,
opened coverage for.
right. So just right below the deductible.
Well,
And
why was it 20? Why was it right below 2,500? That's so funny.
I don't know. It's so weird how this works almost every time. But you know what? We're a little jaded because by the time it gets to us, it's not because it's going swimmingly, fantastically. It's because there's some issues. And in this one specifically, the insurance company basically said, yeah, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. Guess who they sent out to look at the roof, Chris?
Let me guess, a human drone?
The human drone. Actually, this guy was pretty dang good. I have to give it to him. This was really a couple years ago before the human drones became way more popular. And he got up on the roof. And actually, let me take a step back. So we went and took a look at the property after the insurance company opened coverage right below the deductible. And we went and looked, and I was like, dude, this roof is smoked. There's hail damage on the metals, the gutters, the shingles. There's damage to the windows. There's damage to the garage doors. Like, I'm like, how did this not get paid? Because they sent out someone that didn't have the authority to make a decision on the claim. And then they sent out somebody else when I went out there that didn't have the authority to make the decision on the claim. But guess what I did? I documented him documenting the damage so they couldn't come back and be like, well, he didn't see that. Oh, really? Hey, look at this damage. He's like looking down there, and I'm like taking pictures of him documenting the damage that he didn't actually fully document. But I use that for our benefit. Chris, you know what I'm talking about. You've been there.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And like one thing that we do best is we document everything. That includes the
Oh,
people who
yeah.
goes up on your roof.
Right, right, right.
Document
So
everything.
I was documenting that, but he did mark up some squares, and I was like, "Hey, man, what about that one? What about that one? What about that one?" He's like, "Oh yeah, okay, maybe I missed that one." So I was like, "Bro, you have to be fair. I want to be fair." So long story short, we got it back to the insurance company, and this adjuster, he and I kind of butted heads a little bit at the very beginning, and ultimately we started really working as a team for the insured to get them to pre-loss condition and indemnify them, which is what their policy says and is supposed to do, right? And I started working with him, and like I said, we started button heads a little bit, but then we got in this kind of groove, and he really started seeing stuff that I saw, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm not trying to take advantage of you here. There is damage on this property, and here are the photos that I have. Here I see the photos of your guys' report. Look at how much they match up. I think he missed about 40%. Here are the extra damages. What do you want to do here?" And so we just went back and forth for about 2 months and kind of got it up to about $40,000. And I was like, "Hey, look, I appreciate you increasing it from 2,500 bucks ish to 40 grand. However, that's we're not done here. We have to continue to fight because you're only paying a portion of what they are owed." Chris, you deal with insurance companies and adjusters every single day. What say you?
It's basically the same story every single time. I
Yeah,
mean,
what do you mean by that?
well, I feel like, we're always knocking on the same door and we're always kind of getting the same results in the very beginning. But we have different ways to go around that to get to where we need to be. And
Right.
ultimately, this one turned into a final number of $166,000, 176 and 39 cents. Do you know what?
What?
Yeah, do you know what kind of increase that is percentage wise?
No, I have no idea.
It is $6,597.
What? Dude, that is huge. I don't even remember it being that big of a difference percentage wise. I remember it was in the 160 area, but 6,000% increase
Yeah.
from what the insurance company initially offered. And is it because we are magical? Yes, is the answer to that. However, the truth is, we just know the insurance policy and we know the coverage and we know what damage looks like and we know how to prove the damage to the insurance company. We write up public insurance adjuster reports for each of our claims, including the small residential ones that we do every once in a while for the contractors that send us the big commercial deals, right? So on every single one, they get a public insurance adjuster report that outlines the damage and why the insurance company should pay it. Chris, you just dealt with an adjuster recently that misunderstood how the code should be applied for a county. You want to speak to us about that, and then we'll wrap it up in a nice, pretty little bow.
Yeah, absolutely. There was this confusion of which jurisdiction it actually fell under.
Right.
And
And so,
that's
what
something
did they
that's
tell
what you got to
you?
be careful with because there are multiple jurisdictions, that
Right.
that a house could be under. And so what they did
Yeah.
was, we're just going to this jurisdiction because we feel like it is, but no, no, no,
Right.
that's not the case. It's
Yeah.
be under this jurisdiction, and here are the reasons why, and here are their code requirements.
Yeah.
So
And we want to help the adjuster see what we're seeing, right? So we try not to be combative. We don't have to be adversarial. We just want them to understand, hey, look, you're looking over here. We need you to see this over here. Can we get eye to eye? And if we can win this. We can win your claim for you, my friends, the insured's out there. So if you have an insurance claim and you need someone to help you get it fully and fairly paid, like this HOA that turned from 2,500 bucks or less,
mhm.
and then a little over $160,000. And we got to make them whole. The insured happy, contractor happy, we're happy because our interests are directly aligned to winyourclaim.com. Chris, last word, my brother.
Yeah, it just cracks me up at that number still, that percentage.
Right.
6,597%. Imagine
Increase.
imagine if we were financial wizards and we actually gave advice on how to trade stocks or cryptocurrency and gave you that kind of return. Now, obviously, we're not. That's why we're doing this. But hey, at least we know what we're good at.
Yeah,
So
that's right. That's right.
obviously, this isn't going to be on every single claim, but
Right.
it does pop up every once in a while where we got to make a big deal about it.
Right.
So
Results will vary. Results
yeah.
will vary. But the thing about us is we just don't give up unless there's absolutely nothing left to fight for. And that's part of the thing is the insurance company wants you to give up. And guess what? We don't. So, anywho, thank you so much for joining us on today's Win Your Claim Wednesday. Hope you're doing well. Contact us today.
Bye, guys.